Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video we're going to be looking at this, which is a Kohler K181 engine that Dad recently got from an auction, which after he bought this, the seller actually came up to him and said that he had it running and that it was a good engine. But we're going to test just to make sure. And the reason why Dad got this engine was because we have a number of tractors that need Kohler K161s, which visually and like the size of them aren't too dissimilar. So hopefully, if this is a good engine, we can possibly switch it into a Ridermatic or possibly a wheel horse that doesn't have a good engine in. So the plan is today is to check whether this will actually start, and if it works and it works well, then we will do basic maintenance to it before we put it in a tractor, or it might not run, or it might run but not run too well, in which case it will need a full engine rebuild. Now, the first thing we're going to do is check the oil and the oil level. The oil seems quite thin and smells a bit petrol-y. I think it should be alright for just starting it, and there's the right amount in there. And the next thing we're going to do is check if it has a spark. We'll just go and clean up the spark plug and we'll be back in a second. The spark plug wasn't actually that bad, but we've connected it up again and let's see if it has a spark. We were quite surprised that it actually had a spark, but happy surprise. Because usually with an engine that's been lying around for a while, you have to clean up the points because they're usually a bit corroded. Now on the points cover here, you can see this button which if this starts, this is how we would stop it, and it just holds the points open. But now we're going to move on to the fuel system and have a look under the air filter cover. That doesn't look quite the best. You can see on this bit it's actually burnt. Shows that it's backfired in the past. Now clearly this isn't doing it any favours, but when we try to start it up we'll put this back on here just to give it a bit of extra protection. Anyway. Now everything to do with this engine has gone to plan so far. It's been, if anything, a bit too easy. So I've moved the bench over by the door now. Just in case it does start, we've pointed the exhaust towards the door. And we're going to try and start it. Now if it doesn't start, what we're going to do is we're going to check that there's fuel getting through to the engine. And if there isn't, then we'll have a look at the carburetor and take that apart. But let's have a go and see if it'll start. as I said, too easy if it started. So what we've done is we've taken the spark plug out, and that was wet with fuel on it, and you can smell the old fuel. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the bowl off the carburetor and get any of the old fuel out of the system that way. We've put the bowl back on now. We drained all of the fuel that was in there, which that looks more like flavoured water than petrol and doesn't smell too good either. As you can see here, plenty of fuel has actually been getting into the engine. So for this next attempt at starting it, what we're going to do is we're going to leave the air filter off so we can see if it's flooding and if the float valve is stuck. So we're going to have one more go at starting it here. Let's see how it goes. Now you probably couldn't tell from that previous video, but it almost started, but it's proving quite difficult to hold it in one place to try and start it when it isn't bolted to anything. So we've bolted it to the table now, which unfortunately we could only bolt it to one side. Or I should say we bolted it to the board because the board isn't actually attached to the table. So hopefully the board doesn't go flying. I'm taking the pull start off here, because Dad suggested that he wanted to try and do a rather dodgy trick with the drill. So let's see how this goes, and he's going to do it since he suggested it. There you go. Now, to answer the question we said at the start of the video, as you will have seen, did it run? Yes. Did it run well? Not really. Which you will have seen when we were testing the spark that it didn't have a great spark. So what we think is a problem is something electrical. So what we're going to do is we're going to go away, we're going to order some new points, a spark plug, a condenser and a magneto, and hopefully when we get the new parts and we switch them on, that will make a difference. Now obviously with shipping time we can't put those new parts on today, so that is the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Please subscribe to my channel, like this video and see our other videos. More to follow as we do more on this tractor. Bye!